Doing number talks with my high school students was one of the most fun ways to do a warm up. Sometimes they could turn into longer conversations if I stopped using my timer, but it's absolutely realistic to think that this could take 7 minutes as a warm up and then you jump into your grade level lesson. It is absolutely realistic to say, okay, I want to go deeper with this 1 day per month. You could do a number talk and you could just let them talk more and let them explore it more. And that could take as much time as you want. I would say 15 to 20 minutes if you wanted to. But doing a number talk 1 to 3 times a week would be so beneficial to develop number sense for your students. So number talks are a great routine to value the different ways students think and reason about foundational skills. And when we do that, we are helping to cure math anxiety. It has been shown that when we value the different ways students think and reason, math anxiety does begin to disappear. But that means we need an activity that is worthy of sharing different ways and thinking about the math. And a number talk is a great way to do that. We have to choose something different. So let's say this, a number talk is where you just have a foundational concept like multiplication. Here I have a double digit times a single digit. And I just put this up on the projector exactly as you see, just 18 times 5. You post the problem, you ask students to solve, but specifically think about how their brains saw and solved the problem is what you want them to do. You could show it for a little bit, then take it off. But I have found that just leaving it up helps them to keep it front of mind as well. Then have students turn and talk to a partner. Share their final answer, share how their brain saw solving it, then open it up to a whole class discussion and scribe how students saw the problem. Scribe that on the board. We want to highlight all the different ways that students are thinking and reasoning about 18 times 5. And after one student shares how they saw 18 times 5, ask, did anyone else see it that way? And see if anyone else is saying me too or putting their hand up. You can also ask, did anyone see it differently? And get a different way, a different idea and way to solve it. So I have done this exact number talk in a number of different PDs, and I got some great pictures of all the different ways that math teachers have thought about 18 times 5. So a lot of us, especially as a secondary teacher, you're like, well, you just do the algorithm. You put 18 and then you put the 5 under, and then you do 8 times 5, you get 40, put the 4 up, bring down the 0. Then you do 5 times 1, that's 5, add 4, that's 9, right? The standard algorithm. Nothing wrong with that at all. We want to value that there are other ways to think about it as well. And at the beginning, students may only see it this way because that's all they're used to. But once you start showing them there are more options, they're going to start to say, oh, that's cool. I want to think about it differently. I want to decompose and recompose and be flexible with my thinking. They're going to get really into it. It might be a little bit hard the first or second or maybe even third time that you do this, but then they start to get really into it. So of course, there's the standard algorithm. Yes. There's also things like making friendly numbers. These are actual strategies to help kids understand multiplication and build that number sense. Instead of seeing 18 times 5, this teacher saw it as 20 times 5, and they know 20 times 5. They know that 20 times 5 is 100, or that's easier for them to count. And then they knew that since 20 is 2 more sets of 5, then from 18, they needed to subtract those 2 sets of 5. And that's how they got to 90. This teacher decomposed. They split apart 18 into 10 and 8 and then multiplied those because those are much more friendly numbers. 10 times 5 gives you 50. 8 times 5 gives you 40. And then you added that up and you got 90 as well. Another option would be splitting 90 in half. Splitting 18 in half. And someone might know that 18 cut in half is 9. And they might know 9 times 5 is 45. That means I need another 9 times 5. I need to double that. And they end up with 90 that way. Another way is to think about 18 times 10. Maybe we know our 10 facts really well. So 18 times 10 gets me to 180. And I know that 10 was double 5. So I need to take half of that and half of 180. I might have that memorized as well, knowing that that's 90. So it just depends on, again, helping students be flexible and helping them develop those skills. They might not have these skills right when you start. the more you do number talks, the more they're going to build these skills. And my personal favorite, an area box for double digit multiplication. You can split up 18 as 10 and 8. And then you can multiply just like we do when we are multiplying binomials, or a monomial times a binomial in this case. 5 times 10 gets me 50. 5 times 8 gets me 40. I add those together and I get 90. This shows our partial products in a very visual way. So I hope you learned a little bit about multiplication in this video. And I also hope that you learned a little bit about how we want to do a number talk with our students. And the more you do number talks, the more creative strategies you will see your kids using. And that's the whole point. We want to give them time to think about it, let them safely share it with a neighbor, share it with the whole class, and you are scribing. Just like you saw that I had scribed all of those responses, you want to scribe all of the responses that you get. You may even want to put the kids' names with them so that you can reference the kids' names as you're saying, oh, that's very similar to Dylan's strategy. Oh, that's very similar to Magdalena's strategy, right? So you can always reference them by name. That builds belonging in our class community as well. So I hope you love doing number talks with your kids as much as I did.